So, the old lady who asked you to help, do you believe all those things she was saying about having seen things inside the house? It's just hard to believe some of the things that she was claiming. About how at one point those spirits attacked her at night so much that she was forced to leave. And now she hasn't been able to stay in the home for the past several years. An abandoned haunted house is far-fetched, even for us. Don't you think? Of all the cases we've investigated, this home in particular does give off a spooky vibe. I mean, just look at the windows, covered in black film. I've never seen that before. That goes way beyond the dust and grime you'd expect to accumulate in an abandoned house. And building mold doesn't grow like that. From the middle of the window outward, it's like whatever is in there is rejecting sunlight, and all the grass and the shrubs look dead. But not dead in a normal sort of way, you know? Not that slow browning wither caused by lack of rain or undernourished soil. No, it's like they're rotting. Moist and black and thick with sludge. Plants don't die like that. Anyway, she must really want to sell this house if she's willing to pay full pop for her help. Like, I know she's wealthy and all, but even the upper class wouldn't hand over $7,000 to people like us if they didn't truly believe some sort of darkness had taken over. She sounded desperate. Maybe the stories about this place are true. Or somewhat true. I guess we're about to find out. This one might be the real test. Not the usual hocus pocus places we usually find. All superstition and no substance. You brought the extra batteries, right? Just in case? Good. If there is something lurking in there, it'll surely drain our energy sources much faster than usual. Here, before we go inside, let's review the plan, okay? The first objective is to confirm the veracity of all those crazy ghost stories she claims are true. When we go inside, we need to thoroughly sweep the entire place, attic to basement. No area untouched. And we'll need to focus heavily on specific regions of the house, where she claims she's encountered one of these spirits. The first story I want to resolve is whatever thing is causing the noise in the attic. That tapping sound she hears from above when standing in the downstairs rooms. Her story claims that some dark spirit lives in that attic, and each night it drags its human corpse back and forth across the floor, periodically tapping at the ground, trying to wake its deceased body. Now, I'm sure that's not the case, and there's a more innocent explanation to the sounds. But either way, the attic is a very important piece to this puzzle. Next, we'll need to explore all 5 bedrooms on the second floor. A lot of death took place in those rooms. Apparently, at some point in time, this place was an orphanage, and some of the boys who lived here fell ill from polio. They didn't make it. And then, before the orphanage changed owners and became a residence, many of the staff claimed they periodically heard terrifying noises from many of those bedrooms. The sounds of the boys trying to break free from the place. And this old lady claims to have heard similar noises from those bedrooms, as if the boys never left. And then there's the story of supposed visions of a grown man's body hanging from the chandelier in the main living room, and the creaking at night as the chandelier swings back and forth with the weight of his body. The list goes on. Then there's the stories of the kitchen. The lady claims to have personally seen things there. Some female figure holding a chef's knife made a charge at the old lady one evening. And then there's the basement, where arguably the most inexplicable activity occurs. A curious set of tunnels have been dug through the earth, creating large openings leading into or out of several areas of the space. And the openings are quite big from her reports, sometimes 6 feet in circumference, enough for a grown man to walk through without issue. And these openings were clearly dug after the house was built, straight through the foundation, as if something was deliberately trying to get in or out of the home without being noticed. And the owner has boarded up those curious holes several times, using all sorts of material: wood planks, plywood, brick, cement. And each time after building the material blockage, the lady returns to the basement after a night's rest, only to find the wall torn down, piled to pieces at her feet. She reports curious claw marks on the surrounding walls, and some of the destroyed pieces as well. Long before moving out of the home, she refused to go near the space, terrified at whatever was causing that destruction. The list of stories tied to this home are endless. And do you believe it? It's incredulous. Like a funhouse of horrors. Even the worst of our previous reports weren't this bad. Alright. We have the house keys, equipment, and plenty of time to figure all of this out. Are you ready? Help me carry the gear inside. We can set up shop in the dining room. From there, you take the lead to inspect the house, area by area. And I'll monitor the equipment as you go. I'll note any unnatural energy spikes or noises, visuals, the usual. And if we don't get a good read the first night, just remember we have lots of time. I've brought enough food and water to last 3 to 4 days at least, so we're covered. But once we're inside, we're not leaving until we're done, okay? Wait. What was that? Did you hear it? Oh my gosh. It's screaming. I can hear it. Faintly, but it's being carried through the wind.